Omaha's largest Latino serving organization getting a big makeover. In fact, it's the first renovation since the nonprofit's building was purchased 40 years ago. First Alert 6's Johan Marin got a look at the progress.
At South Omaha's Latino Center of the Midlands, they're all about giving back to the community, providing a wide array of services, from English classes to CPR lessons. The nonprofit operates these services out of its 2 buildings, but pretty soon, that could change.
We will be merging our existing headquarters and the First National Bank building that we purchased last February. We'll be able to bring everybody under one roof.
That's the goal of a $10 million facelift that will transform the current building from this to this.
That will allow us to increase our square footage by about 50%. The goal behind that is to be able to offer greater services. So if somebody comes in for one program, we have in-house other programs that could complement the services that they're receiving.
Varas anticipates construction for the project to start next month. Everything in the main headquarters is being cleared out to make way for the changes. Cesar Garcia with Canopy South believes the changes are exciting.
It's a big accomplishment for the whole South Omaha community, having the center, Latino Center of the Midlands, Centro Latino. As many have used their services, many families for several generations.
All that decorates the Latino Center of the Midlands headquarters space for now are messages of gratitude and hope that Varas thinks resonates with a new chapter.
We're really excited. It's been a long time in the making.
Now, Varas expects construction will take about 18 months, and while their main headquarters is closed, all their programs and services are offered at their second building near O and 24th Streets. In South Omaha, I'm Johan Marin, First Alert 6.